Hi, I'd like to talk to you today about why we warm up. Often I find that students come in for rehearsal and they're really unsure about what they're supposed to do to warm up, or they're nervous about warming up in front of other people. A lot of times students don't really know what they should be even playing during a warm-up. They aren't sure if they should just start playing through their playing test music or if they should start playing the fight song, neither of which is a good idea for warming up. A good warm-up routine, though, can really do a lot of things for you. First, it can help prevent injury. It also helps focus your mind on the task at hand. It gets you focused on your music and on your instrument. And I think you'll find that if you can incorporate a good warm-up routine into your daily schedule, you'll feel better and you'll play better. So many musicians like myself suffer from neck and shoulder and back pain because we've gone for years without stretching and warming up before we begin playing our instruments. Some musicians even develop really long-term issues that cause them to stop playing the instrument. We don't want that for you. So what you need to do to avoid this is to incorporate stretching and breathing exercises into your normal daily routine before you play. I recommend that all musicians warm up their bodies first before warming up on their instrument. A good way to just quickly warm up is to combine your breathing exercises along with your stretching exercises. That way, you kind of kill two birds with one stone. For example, if I want to warm up, what I usually start off by doing is just gently swinging my arms back and forth. I let them hang completely down to my side, and then I just gently twist, not hard, not fast, just kind of gently to get the blood flowing in my arms and in my torso and upper body. Then, to combine your breathing and your stretching, I like to reach for the ceiling, and as I'm reaching up, I will breathe in, and I'll set a metronome, usually on about 60, and then I will breathe in, counting to 4. And then as I bring my arms down, I exhale for 4 counts. 60 works really good because that's the seconds. So if you don't happen to have a metronome with you, you can always use the timer or the stop clock on your cell phone, and that works as a great way to time yourself on your exercises. So I will stretch up and reach for the ceiling, and then I will bring my arms back down several times. However many times feels good for you is what you should be doing. Then I also try just very carefully turning at my waist. I find that this helps loosen the muscles in my back and my shoulders. I will just gently turn while keeping my feet planted forward, and I hold this position. Be careful not to bounce when you're stretching and you're warming up. Bouncing is not good for your muscles, but stretching in this manner is a really good way to just relax and any tension that you might be carrying in your back and in your shoulders and in your neck. Okay, I also reach my arms out and I stretch them back behind me. This opens up my shoulders here. This is really good if you're a percussionist and you're having to carry heavy equipment during marching season, if you're a string player and you've got instruments up on your shoulder, if you're a wind player and you need this area open for breathing, this is a really good stretch. I just pull my arms completely back behind me and stretch them out, not bouncing like this, just holding them back for a few seconds, and then I release them. Once again, breathing in and breathing out. Breathe in as you stretch back, and then breathe out as you bring them back around in front of you. Another exercise that I find really helps me when I'm warming up is to pull an arm over. I'll bring my right arm around, and then I use my left hand to just add a little extra stretch to that shoulder muscle. And then I'll relax it, and then I do the same thing on the other side. One thing that can also help across the upper back is to clasp your fingers, put your hands behind your head, and then stretch to the right and then let out that air as you're coming back over to this side. Breathing back in and then stretching out. And we're stretching those muscles. It's great because you're stretching the muscles in here and up through here and all along through your shoulders and your neck. Now to further stretch my neck, because as a string player, this is really important to me. I get a lot of tension in my neck area. I gently just lay my head to one side. Again, I breathe in for 4, breathe out for 4. And then I'll take my head back and do the same thing. And then to the other side, and then I'll even drop my head down forward and do the same thing. That works well for stretching out the neck. I call them neck rolls. Okay, then moving to smaller muscle groups, I work on my wrists next. We all have to hold our instruments. We all have to do things with our hands in order to play our instruments, and I find that wrist stretches are really helpful. I just simply hold my arms out in front of me, and I hold my palms up like this. I'll do one hand at a time so it's easier to see. And then I'll stretch the palm down this direction. And then I'll also turn my wrist in circles. Some people find that they really like to hold their fingers back this direction or this direction to aid in the stretch. I don't do that because I find that it actually causes pain for me, so I don't do that. Then moving to even smaller muscle groups, I move to my fingers next, and I make fists, and then I open my hands, make fists, and open, and do that several times. Another one is hands, fingers together, fingers open, stretching those fingers open and closed. And then finally, touching fingers to thumbs. Whatever you choose to do to warm up, it's important to do something to get these muscles moving, get oxygen to your muscles, and get blood flowing before you begin playing your instrument. Now, as far as having a music warm-up is concerned, it is important that you have some sort of set warm-up. Most of you will have private teachers or band and orchestra directors who will have given you music that you are supposed to be using for your warm-up. If you don't have something like that, I highly encourage you to approach your private teacher, your orchestra director, your band director, or you're welcome to come visit with me, and we can make sure that you get a good warm-up that will get you ready to play your instrument. But everybody should have something that is going to include long tones, scales, and arpeggios. If you're a brass player, you're going to want to play lip slurs. If you are a percussionist, you're going to have specific exercises that are going to help warm you up for the different instruments that you're playing. If you're on marimba, you're going to be playing scales. If you're on the snare drum, you're going to be working on different techniques as far as the snare drum is concerned, or timpani. And then you also want to do some sort of exercise that's going to involve finger flexibility, that's going to really get your fingers moving, but on a repetitive, easy pattern for you to play that just helps get your fingers and your hands warmed up. So, in a nutshell, everybody should have some sort of set warm-up they're doing on a regular basis. That will include physical warm-up and will also include a playing warm-up. If you don't have that routine going, as I said before, please come to me or go to one of your other directors and visit with us about how to get started. Thanks.